I fixed my plain black dress out, but no one knew that and carried another tray of champagne glasses around me. My mom's big charity party was full of fancy dresses and expensive perfume. This was the same party where, a year ago, they announced my sister Victoria's promotion to senior VP at Goldman Sachs. "Olivia, dear," Mom said in that quiet, disappointed way she always uses, "the Ashworths' glasses are empty. Please keep up." I wanted to tell her that the Ashworths' investments were actually handled by one of my companies, but I just nodded and moved through the crowd smoothly. Still working as a waitress, Victoria said, looking stunning in a red designer dress. "Weren't you doing something like that in London? In the service industry or something?" If by service industry she meant running Morgan International, one of Europe's top private equity firms, then yes. But they didn't know that, just like they didn't know about the private jet waiting at the airport, or that I owned this entire building. "Something like that," I said quietly and walked past her with my tray. "Oh, Olivia," Victoria called after me. "When you finish with the drinks, Mom needs help in the kitchen. The real catering staff is busy with important work." Important work like cooking the food I paid for through 3 different hidden companies. This whole party, from the fancy champagne to the crystal decorations, was paid for by me, though the money came from anonymous donors to Mom's charity. "Olivia," Dad's loud voice came from across the room, "stop wasting time and get more ice. The Hendersons need their drinks." The Hendersons. I smiled inside, remembering that just last week, their family company begged my firm for emergency money. They didn't know that the mysterious CEO who said no was the same person getting their ice. My phone buzzed softly in my pocket. A message from Marcus Maio. "Tokyo deal done. $50 million profit. Board wants to talk about growing." I quickly typed back, "In meeting. We'll call later." Better to make them think I'm in a boring meeting than explain I'm serving drinks at Mom's party because they still think I'm a failure. "Who's texting you?" Victoria appeared again, holding a champagne glass. "Your boss at that small import company." Yes, the story they all believed. Poor Olivia, working at a little trading firm, barely making money. If they only knew, that company was just a small part of my big financial empire. "Just work," I said without detail. Speaking of work, Mom joined us, her diamonds shining. "Victoria just closed another big deal. 10 million in bonuses this quarter alone. Isn't that great?" I nodded politely, not saying I made more than that before breakfast. "We're all so proud," Dad said, coming with the Hendersons. "Victoria shows what a Harrison can do when they work hard." The Hendersons nodded, but I saw Mr. Henderson's hand shake a little as he grabbed another champagne glass. He was probably still worried about his company's rejected loan. "Unlike some people," Victoria said, looking at my tray, "who never figured out their potential." Mom sighed deeply. "We tried with the Leviath best schools, the best connections, but she wanted to do things her own way. Remember when she turned down the junior analyst job I offered her at Goldman?" Victoria laughed. "She said she wanted to try other things. Now look, serving drinks at parties. Though I guess someone has to do it." I checked my phone again. A message from my London office. "Urgent. The royal family's private investment team wants a meeting tomorrow. Your jet is ready and waiting." "Say," Mom said, pointing at my phone, "always distracted. No wonder she can't keep a real job." Actually, I started, but Victoria cut me off. "Oh, let her check her phone. Mom's probably trying to pick up an extra shift somewhere. We all know she needs the money." Dad shook his head sadly. "At least help properly tonight, Olivia. The kitchen staff needs help cleaning up." Something inside me snapped. For 3 years, I'd been playing this part, hiding my success, letting them think I was struggling, while secretly building one of the biggest private investment firms in the world. "I really should go," I said quietly. "I have a meeting." Victoria laughed loudly, making nearby guests look over. "A meeting? At this time? With Hove night shift at some pub?" "Olivia," Mom's voice got sharp, "you will stay and help clean up. It's the least you can do after all this expense." "All this expense?" "The expense paid directly from my accounts, hidden through many shell companies." The hired help doesn't leave until the work is done, Victoria said to the crowd. Isn't that right, sister? I looked around the room at people who thought they knew me. The Hendersons, trying to save their failing business. The Ashworths, whose investments I control. My sister, bragging about deals that wouldn't even cover my daily costs. My phone buzzed again. It was James, my head of security. Car's ready downstairs. Pilot says weather is perfect for the London flight. I looked at the tray in my hands, then at my family's proud faces. Maybe it was time to show them who had been serving their champagne all night. Actually, I said, putting down the tray, I do have a very important meeting. More important than Mom's charity gala, Dad shouted angrily. More important than helping your family. Victoria smirked. Let me guess, some late night stock boy needs help counting inventory. I smoothed my dress and checked my watch. A Patek Philippe worth more than Victoria's yearly bonus. Something like that. No way. Mom stepped forward, her voice cold. You will stay and help clean up. That's all you're good for anyway. The room went quiet. Everyone watched the family drama with hidden interest. Perfect. I smiled and took out my phone. Let me just make a quick call. The room was silent as I dialed. Everyone watched this act of defiance from the family disappointment. Victoria's smirk grew bigger, probably expecting me to embarrass myself. James, I said clearly into the phone, please come up and bring the contracts for the Henderson merger. Mr. Henderson's champagne glass frowned halfway to his mouth. Well, what? Before anyone could react, the ballroom doors opened. James, the head of security and right-hand man, walked in, wearing a sharp suit. Behind him came my full executive team, all waiting for this moment. Madam, James bowed slightly. The private jet is fueled and ready. The royal family's investment team moved tomorrow's meeting to breakfast at Buckingham Palace. They're eager to discuss the merger. You could hear a pin drop in the room. Victoria's smirk was gone, replaced by shock and confusion. Thank you, James. I turned to Mr. Henderson. I'm sorry for hiding this, but I wanted to check your company myself before telling you who I am. As CEO of Morgan International, I don't think your current business can survive. Morgan International, Mom whispered. But that's the biggest private equity firm in Europe. I smiled. Yes, and we're global now. That small import company, you mocked. It's just one of our many parts. Dad looked pale. That can't be true. You couldn't. Couldn't what? I raised an eyebrow. Build a multi-billion-dollar company. Become the youngest female CEO on the Financial Times 500. Or do all that while you thought I was serving drinks and counting inventory. Victoria stumbled and grabbed a chair for support. But I'm the successful one. I'm Senior VP at Goldman. Yes, about that. I nodded to a team member, who stepped forward with a folder. Goldman's board approved our purchase of your division this morning. Starting next week, you'll report to my Asia Pacific director if we decide to keep you. Whispers spread through the crowd as the guests realized who had been serving their champagne all night. This charity gala, I said, looking around the fancy ballroom, was paid for entirely by me through different hidden companies. This building, I bought it last year. And that champagne you've been drinking, it comes from my own vineyard in France. Mom sank into a chair, her perfect calm breaking. Why didn't you tell us? Would you have believed me? I laughed softly. You didn't even believe I could handle a junior analyst job. So, I let you keep thinking what you wanted until you needed me. Needed you? Dad's voice shook. The Henderson merger is just the start. Did you really think your company's sudden success last year was luck? Those secret investors who saved you from bankruptcy, that was me. Victoria's face turned green with shock. The London office, those meetings you said you had, she whispered, were actually with me. A British voice interrupted. Everyone turned as Lord Sheffield of Britain's top financiers entered. Sorry I'm late, Olivia. Traffic from the airport was terrible. That's fine, Charles, I smiled. You're just in time for the big news. Mom's eyes moved between me and Lord Sheffield. caught between disbelief and social pride. You know each other? Oh yes, Lord Sheffield chuckled. Your daughter's firm manages most of the royal family's private investments. A brilliant business mind. Though I never thought I'd find her serving drinks at a party. That was my choice, I said calmly. I wanted to see how long my family would ignore me even while living off my success without knowing it. James stepped forward. Madam, we should leave soon to make the London meeting. Of course. I looked at my shocked family. I'd love to stay and help clean up, but I have a breakfast meeting at Buckingham Palace tomorrow. I'm sure you understand. Olivia, wait, Mum stood, unsteady. We can talk like a family. Family, I paused. Family doesn't treat their daughter like a servant. Family doesn't spend years mocking her choices while secretly using her success. I smiled coldly. But don't worry, I'll have my office send bills for all the parties and anonymous donations I paid for over the years, since family means so much to you. Victoria stepped forward, no longer confident, but trying to negotiate. Sister, surely we can. Come what, keep pretending you're the successful one. Keep acting like your banking job is the best thing ever. I shook my head. Enjoy your new role in our Asia-Pacific division. I hear entry-level analysts there work very hard. As I turned to leave, Dad spoke up. You can't just walk away from your family. Watch me. I nodded to James, who opened the doors. Oh, and Victoria, those clients you brag about. They're all part of my company. Might want to update your resume. The crowd moved aside as I walked out, whispers and shocked voices following me. Lord Sheffield stepped beside me, smiling. Quite a show, he said, worth the flight. Thanks for playing along, I replied quietly. The royal meeting was a nice touch. That part's real, he grinned. Her Majesty is impressed with your investment plan. Though I doubt she expected her advisor to be serving drinks at parties. I laughed as I stepped into the private elevator to my car. As the doors closed, I glanced back at my family. Mom collapsed in her chair, Dad staring blankly, and Victoria typing frantically on her phone, probably trying to save her job. James, I said as we went down, make sure the cleaning crew gets a good bonus. I smiled, thinking of Victoria's sneer. After all, someone has to serve the drinks. Later that night, as my private jet flew over the Atlantic, I scrolled through messages flooding my phone. News of who I really was had spread fast through the elite circles my family wanted to impress. Mom, please, we need to talk. Victoria, about that analyst job. Dad, the board wants to meet you. I deleted them all and looked at the contracts on my desk. Let them know this while they mocked my career. I was building an empire they depended on without knowing. Sometimes, the best revenge isn't just proving people wrong. It's letting them find out how wrong they were all along.